Hello, amazing, beautiful, and incredible Minecrafting fam, and happy, wonderful hump day! A little too close. Welcome back to the Minecrafting Dot channel. My name is Caridad. You saw a little move. And I am your Mind host. And there's more, but it always goes away. Need lots of practice. I need to do some scripts. Okay, besides that, come back. I have an LMHC, which is a licensed mental health counselor, and an EDD, which is a doctorate in counseling psychology. So as you can see, we're back in my craft room. Yes. And why? You know why. I should say, put it down below in the comments why we're in my craft room. And don't forget to ring that bell. Okay, I said the whole thing. And subscribe. And thank you for coming back to visit, and welcome to those of you who just joined in to say hello. Well, I know last week I wasn't here, and I'm about to share with you why. Sometimes the mind, it gets the best of us, and you know what? That's okay, because that's why we are Minecrafters, because in a craft room, sometimes it gets the best of you, and guess what? You take a break, or you step out, or you call some friends, or you take some me time. There are many things you could do. Oh, you call your licensed mental health professional, or you Zoom with them. Whichever it is that's needed, that's where we go. So the reason I was not here last week and I missed you all, don't forget one of these. You see those side notes? I need to cut it out. Okay. Melody Lane, who I consider to be an amazing, wonderful, beautiful, lovely soul, and was our sparkle, happy magician, is no longer with us. She passed away, and those of you who know, well, then you're there with me. But those of you who do not, Melody Lane, a Cricut designer, and created beautiful, amazing cards, projects, just anything, you name it. So creative and incredible and just beautiful, and bringing the positivity when she would teach us these wonderful tutorials, and the time she took to share with us, spend time with us, and how much she gave. She just gave and gave and gave. Wouldn't think twice. Intentional acts of kindness was her middle name, and will always be her middle name. She was our sparkle happy magician, just like I said, and she would do so many beautiful projects and give us so many beautiful tips and tricks and things she would teach us, and an amazing YouTuber. And I was with Terri, my girl, and we were crafting and doing our thing, and then Terri shared with me that she had passed away due to COVID. So when we knew she was challenged with it, but when she shared that, the first reaction I had to tell Terri, why would anyone lie about that, number one, and number two, she doesn't normally play like that. But I was at such a guarded, don't want to hear that state, that I was like, stop lying, Terri. You're lying to me. No, actually, don't want to hear it. Actually, don't want to know. Actually, just no. And I will be in denial right now. And Terri is amazing and wonderful. Thank you, Terri. You're amazing, wonderful, and just the most lovely friend of friends. Okay, so she just gave me a hug and cried with me, which was what was needed at that time. So I wanted to share with you, of course, what I'm wearing in honor of Melody Lane, and how much she inspired us, and everything, again, taught and took the time to share all those beautiful, amazing projects, and how talented and amazing she was. I have this shirt that I wore And I want to share with you, yes, it's a beautiful rainbow because she brought rainbows and glitter and sparkles. And it says glitter is my favorite color, of course. Yes, I feel like totally there with Melody. And the reason is because, I just needed to have her, honor her in that way. I believe I wore the shirt for about 4 days straight without washing it. That's where I was. Sometimes that's where we're at. The importance of knowing where you're at and just accepting that. So mine was denial. But those stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Those stages are the ones. But then again, you could Google and find some of the others. And the what I feel is most important about the stages of grief or loss is that you don't visit for too long one of them. They need to be recycled. Like some of the friends we go visit that you only stay for a little while and then you need to go? That's what I'm saying. And the way you figure out how long have I been there and how long do I need to stay longer is sometimes you need a buddy. So your buddy, highly recommend therapy. Oh my gosh, she said it. Yes, therapy. Psychologists, psychiatrists, licensed mental health counselors, our wonderful licensed social worker. Then you have RRT, rapid resolution therapy. And then there's many other type of therapies, but I really believe talk therapy is also important. So I was in a denial mode. And you know what? I probably lived there for a very long time because I did not want to face this. So I talked to my pain psychologist first. Today, I talked to my other psychologist. And guess what? They have shed light, they have shed support, they have given understanding, and of course having a friend is wonderful, but I highly suggest, no doubt whatsoever in my mind, 100% you go to a mental health coach. That's why those people are there for us. People like me are there for, not just to say, oh, therapy is hard. No, therapy just means I'm not editing that, just means T for talk, right? Yeah, T for talk. It's more deeper than that. But just if you think about it and feed that to your brain will be like, oh, like talking to a friend. Yes, there is boundaries and other things, but that's for your therapist to do, not for you. T for talk, therapy, remedy, a remedy for something. So I highly, highly recommend it. And as I have done it myself, yes, the teacher does practice what she teaches. It has made such a difference for me. And that's where you can go say, hey, look, I've been in denial for about 6 months. What do you think? And you can talk it out and we can help in the moving along of the healing. Because the stages of grief are there for healing. So when I needed to be in denial, that my mom used to tell me was in a river in Egypt. Yeah, she used to say that. I loved it. So when I hit that denial mode, it's okay that I needed to be there. That's where I needed to be for my healing to begin. No judgment. And what I was going to give you was, as you recycle and repeat if needed, and then of course you go to your mental health coach, which would be a LCSW, LMHC, licensed marriage and family therapist, grief counselor, grief group. All these things are so wonderful and good for you. Go watch David. He is wonderful and amazing also. So as I was in this denial, I practiced some of what Natalie Kogan also teaches, which her new book, highly suggested, The Awesome Human Project, highly, highly, highly suggested. So as she says, her definition, and I can share this because she shares this on YouTube all the time and it's free. The definition of acceptance for Natalie Kogan just means, just so simple, it's beautiful. Acknowledging our thoughts and feelings with clarity. And what that means is you do not attach all the stories that your brain is giving you based on the situation that you're in. So it's just an acknowledgement of what's happening, the situation, your feelings with clarity, zero judgment, and leaving the stories out that the brain is giving you. Because 150% of the time, They are incorrect, especially when you're in stress. So 150% of the time, do not forget that. Incorrect, especially if you're stressed or suffering in some way. So, acceptance. And they could be used through all the stages. But I highly recommend going to see a mental health coach. And that is a professional that works on the mind. And I highly suggest it. It makes everything else fall into place, and you have a partner, just like you would count on a friend. But you wouldn't count on a friend who doesn't know how to craft or work with a, what is that thing called? You see my brain? Whoop. Design our wonderful Cricut machine to come and work with you on a Cricut machine, and they've never done that. So that's why you go to someone who knows and learns and teaches and works on these things. So with that being said, what else do I have for you? I didn't have much because I miss Melody. She's amazing and awesome. Taught me a lot. And I was doing a card, and I stamped on it. And I remember she had taught this class. Luckily, she was like right there next to me. She will always be right there next to us with all the beautiful things she taught us. And that is the way we keep her alive and we move forward towards healing and honoring her, because it's true. She loved us to bring the happy in the moment, no matter what life was feeding us. And that's why she connected with us through crafting, teaching, and also showing us the way of how to sparkle our lives regardless of the tough times that it gives us at times. So she was right there next to me. She was like, do this, Caridad. And I finally remembered, it was a long time ago she taught this class. And I went ahead and I was like, I don't know what to do with this wet ink on this paper that doesn't dry. Oh, she taught us that day where she was using the Cricut and she was using the wet ink and she put embossing powder on it. Oh, what? So I fixed the card just by doing that. Melody, thank you so much. I love you and you are so incredible and I miss you so much. And I fixed the card thanks to her. And then the other thing, I did this with Terri Marcus, and I'm going to put Terri Marcus information, collection down there in case you need a brain break. Go visit my girl because she's incredible. And she, because of her, is who I met Melody through. So thank you so much, Terri. If not for her, I would have never known her. And the first time we were going to meet with her, we went to the Cricut Design Space convention or whatever it was they had. And this was my first and only cutie. So, you know, I always share crafting with you. This is my first and only cutie. And it is because of you, Terri, and because Melody being in our life. I got to meet this little cute, handsome, gorgeous little cutie. Cutie. Okay, and the last thing I want to share with you is one of my little gratitude affirmations to put in that mind so we can rewire the brain, because it has neuroplasticity and it's a wonderful thing we have that, which just means we can shape it into what we want and not where it wants to lead us. So the gratitude for this day and the whole entire week, I suggest you take it with you, is if the only prayer you said in your whole life was thank you, that would suffice. And Meister Eckhart shared that with us. If the only prayer you said your whole life was thank you, that would suffice. So thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sharing this moment. Thank you for listening. And thank you for, as I'm looking up, sending us everyone that knew Melody, and especially her family, divine light, divine hugs, divine connection, divine zero guilt, and divine self-kindness, especially during the toughest times in our lives. So many blessings to the family of Melody and everyone who knew her. Have a beautiful rest of your hump day. Take good care. And I hope that I get to see you next time. And I literally mean that. Take good care. Bye-bye.